Hi, this is JJ Gat. Welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while since I've been on this channel producing content. I know I promised my audience, all 239 of you guys, and anyone who happens to be, happens on this channel right now, that I would be producing content regularly regarding Pinterest marketing, and I do plan to do that. However, I'm taking a small beat, and my next video is going to be about Pinterest marketing, but a small beat just to share my vision board for 2020. If you're watching this, it's June 18th, 2020. We're in the middle of a global pandemic. We are in the middle of a lot of unrest, civil unrest regarding social justice issues right now. We have some other things that's going on. It's a tumultuous year, but a lot of people are home. A lot of people are rethinking life and their priorities and are refocusing their energy and deciding what they want to do next in their lives. A lot of people out of work, unemployed, or not working because of the pandemic. And so there's a lot of soul searching going on. I am one of the people who are the soul searchers. So I redid my vision board. So the inspiration for my vision board is Erin On Demand, who is a popular YouTuber who gives business advice to entrepreneurs and digital creators. And about a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago, she did a video that blew up about an unconventional vision board. For those of you who don't know, the power of attraction or law of attraction is about, presenting positive or things that you want to have in your life and you would attract it. It's sort of a metaphysical sort of thing. It's not necessarily a religious concept, but it's about, projecting and only talking about the positive. Because if you talk about the negatives or you portray the negatives or you see the negatives, you focus too much on it, it's kind of you're drawing that energy into your life. So the opposite of that is to present what you want to have, what you want to create imagery, create mantras that you say, have visual stimulation, pictures or anything around to sort of attract what you want in your life. And one way that people manifest that is into creating vision boards. They have traditional vision boards. People go on magazines and cut out different words and phrases and pictures that it sort of represents or symbolic representation of what they want in their lives, and they'll put it up on the board. Nowadays we have digital vision boards where people do the same thing but just go on websites and click different images and put them on the digital board and put them on their Pinterest board. So I created a brand new one. So in addition to coming from that sort of tradition, I also come from a culture where there is some, it's not superstition, but there is a belief that there are people out in the world, some people are close to you, people are not close to you, and they don't want good for you. They don't want you to be successful. They don't want positive things to come out of your life because folks are stagnant and folks have their own limitations, and they prefer if everyone in their circle is similarly situated, stay on the same level. And if you're going to be on that level, you're inspired too much, they're not necessarily happy for that. So there's a thinking that you don't share your vision with people. You just go on and keep it in the background. There's a big saying about move in silence. And then people, when they see what you're doing, then they know about it, but don't tell them in advance. And it's kind of like a juju sort of thing, like you're gonna encourage people to voodoo. However, I'm gonna reject that spiritual aspect of my culture and what I grew up with believing, and go on the limb and put this out there on YouTube, so anyone who can see my vision, what I want for my life. So I am a recovering attorney, but my past life was an attorney. Before that, I went to journalism school. So I started off as a journalist in journalism school and did internship in journalism, went to law school, was a lawyer for a while, and then returned back to my journalistic roots by being a blogger, a content creator. And then also in the process of being a blogger and a content creator, I kind of not necessarily lost my way. I started chasing different shiny objects. I was one of those things you call a first adopter. So whenever there was a new platform, a social media platform, or some sort of creative platform like YouTube or Snapchat or Foursquare was one, whenever there's a new platform, a new way for people to create individually, I'd hop on it. And then I'd create a presence, and I'd get on that platform, but I wouldn't necessarily nurture it. And then it'll be the next new shiny thing, and I'll go do that, and I'll go do a course, and then I'll go do, I did a radio show for a while. I did a podcast with a friend of mine. I've done, so lots of different things, chasing since I stopped being an attorney, chasing different things into varying levels of success. No major success, but I had like small successes, sales. Some of my websites are award-winning. I've gotten some high traffic. At one point, one of them was like I used to get like a millions of views at one point with one of my blogs. And so I've had varying levels of success, but not one overwhelming amount of success because I just don't focus. So I think this vision board, since I created it, when I finished it took me a while to finish it. It was a slow process because I had to curate the images. I had to, I had to set them out. I had to go get the backboard. You'll see in a second. I had to do a frame, and then I had to organize it. And so with family, and I have 3 children, they're in school, a husband, coronavirus, all these things just slowed down the process. And so I was unable to, slow down my finishing it. I have finished it, and I'm happy with it. And in the minute I finished with it, like some of the items on here started coming to fruition like almost immediately. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. One of them looking at right now. And I was like, wow, this is like, I believe in the power of attraction and the law of attraction and manifesting and making visual things. Because I think what I love is because there's so much negativity in the world, there's so much stress and strife going on right now that I let it consume me, and it creates anxiety, it creates stress, it just overwhelms. And when you do that, essentially you're just taking that in and pushing it back out to other people, and it's just a vicious cycle. So it's really, really hard to move forward when you're really just keep being stalled in your steps by these various different interruptions. And so it's kind of like, you're your own worst enemy. Like you're hampering yourself because you don't have to give these other things energy than I do. And I don't have to talk about the negative things that's happened in my life or negative things that happen in the world, which brings it back to energy. But I do, because I engage with people and I get passionate and I just get emotional about stuff I see in the news. But that's not necessarily good. I need to stop that. And refocus. So this video that I'm doing here and producing is like my refocus, and I'm going to try to rein things in and do a better job of controlling what I take in and controlling what I put out. Now, the difficult part about that is, it's part of my job as a content creator, is I have to take the temperature gauge and know what's going on in the world. Like, for example, and my content on my blogs have to be topical. So right now it's Father's Day, it's Sunday. So I have blog content that's related to Father's Day that's going to launch today, actually. And so when there was uprisings and with the civil unrest regarding the killing of the unarmed Black men, and the recent ones, George Floyd, and then there was Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and then now what's the one? It's I forget the last one in Georgia. I don't know. I'm having a brain fog right now, but. So I have to address those. It's topical because people are searching for it. And so I can't necessarily disengage totally from the world or disengage totally from pop culture, because it's in essence really part of what I'm doing. And I like to share my stories. I like to stimulate, edify, and move the conversation forward, because that's just the type of person I am. Even though I know it's not necessarily good for me, I do it anyway. Like, don't we all do stuff we're not supposed to do? So anyway. So here we go. So here's my thing. So good. All right. Ta-da! Oh my God, you're gonna see the glare from my ring light on this. So here's the actual board. So the first section, it has the Digital Publishing Academy Get Growing, $5,000 in sales. So I have an Etsy shop. Lots of people have Etsy shops, and they'll put Etsy is a platform for people who are makers, who create hats or skirts or woodworking, keychains, things like that, for people who create actual tangible things. But one thing you can also sell on Etsy are digital content. So there are few people who, like me, who have expertise and some sort of past knowledge and create templates for people. So that's what I did. Digital Publishing Academy is a store in Etsy where I have legal and marketing templates based on how I run my businesses, and then also based on things that I don't have a podcast, but I know there are a lot of podcasters out there. So one of my most best-selling things is a podcast guest released agreement. It's a one-pager, so I sell that on there. I also have a podcast syndication agreement. I have joint venture agreements. I'm not in a joint venture, but in case someone does, a simple joint venture agreement. You don't have an attorney. You can't afford an attorney. You may not be comfortable with a complicated one you might find online for free or for a low fee, but this one I'll let you know, as from a creative person who's going to be partnering with another creative. It's simple. It's with the creator in mind. So that template is really good for JVs, for an R space. So I created stuff for my market of creatives. So it's podcasters, YouTubers, bloggers, vloggers, e-commerce owners, shop owners, so just people who are like digital creators. So it's just for them. So that's what that site is. So I went 5,000 in sales. It's increasing. So that's just for like the end of the year. I think it's a small goal. So if I get it, that'd be great. But in terms of for this vision boards, you should do your vision board at least once a year. You know, as they start to come into fruition or as your goals change, it's a good idea to do different boards. So the first one is the 5,000 sales in digital publishing company. Wish me luck. And then if I do a follow-up video after this, if I actually get them, it'd be nice to say, hey, you guys, remember that board I did? Because that's fun. Okay, let's move down to the Celebrate launch. So I have a stock photography company that's existed since 2016. The idea came around. I am a member of several blogging communities. A lot of the members of that blogging community are diverse people. We all used to want to and ask for diverse imagery because we don't always have pictures of ourselves, and sometimes we're talking about a topic where we don't want our family members or we don't have a professional looking picture. So we'll use stock photography, or we'll go to Google Images, which a lot of times Google Images are not good, or Wikipedia or Pexels, one of the other large stock photography companies or websites where you can get free stock. And if you type in the word woman, a girl, a black boy, you know, things, whenever it's like generic term like cooking, the majority of the images of a white person, white woman, white man cooking. You're very hard pressed to find someone who is of color, an Asian person, someone from different sexual orientation, body diversity. You don't see those things on stock photography. So I created one in 2016, and around that time in 2016, I created that. Several other little companies similar to mine, we're all pretty small, created them as well. And so mine is there, and it's still there, it's existing, it hasn't folded yet. There are a lot of the ones that created or have folded. However, we're finding for a lot of people who are creatives, who are black creators, are realizing that they're getting contacted, they're getting opportunities, they're being featured, because a lot of brands, a lot of companies, because of what's going on with the George Floyd protests and demands for anti-racism, like campaign and push everyone is going on, a lot of people realize, oh wow, I've like ignored the market. I've never given opportunities to black creatives for a while, or given them less opportunities, or asked them to work for free. So maybe I should try to like engage them now. So they were getting a lot of engagement. For Pick Noir, for example, I'm getting contact from like large companies to have access to it. So I don't charge for it. The information's free because it's not my, it's images that's curated from other sites. Just make it easy for you. I do charge for the work of pretty much all in one database, which is just $59. $59 you can get my entire database. Right now it's $1,000, but it's growing. So I have those database, and in the future it's gonna be a more robust platform. Right now it's kind of slow, so I want to spend my time raising money to build a bigger, stronger website, hire 2 members of staff. So I want to have a sales director, and I want to have someone manage the database. So I would need some, with all this, focus on revitalization of the economy, making sure we don't go into a recession, or supporting black businesses. I'm hoping that I'm able to get a grant, or get a loan, or get some sort of financial funding to help me build up Pick Noir, get a sales director to manage the sales for when I go to the next stage, paid stage of the platform, and then also hire a database manager to manage the database and manage the photographers on the database. So that's the goal too. And I think if I can seize upon all of the momentum that's going on right now, I think that one's something that can come into fruition. And if you're out there, if you want to invest in something that's fresh and that's going to blow up really soon, and you're going to be able to get a return on your investment, because I've already have distribution platform that's that. Okay, the next thing, let's move up to brand ambassador. So again, as being a blogger, one of the things I do is do sponsor posts, and I have brands who I work with regularly who ask me to help promote their brand in social media. And as I said, I'm going to focus on Pinterest because that's where I have the most following, that's where I have consistent following, and the Pinterest platform, actually, because I'm one of the more active, engaged communities. I've been on there for a long time. They reward me with the fact that I've been on there long, the fact that I have an engaged community, the fact that people follow me. And so that's the platform that rewards me. That's the platform I have the biggest clout. That's the platform I study and know the best. And so I'm gonna just focus on just being a brand ambassador. When brands are ready to get on Pinterest and are looking for, I wanna be that person that they say, okay, we want you to represent our brand and help us grow our brand on Pinterest. Because I think Instagram is pretty saturated. I'm not quite sure about Twitter. That's not really necessarily a great place to promote your brand as much. But I think YouTube, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube. So I don't need to go. And then Snapchat's very youthful, and then TikTok is very youthful. And so for the audience I want, for the brands that are getting on Pinterest, I want to be that brand ambassador. So that's why that's on there. And then related to that is business coach. So not for brands, but for individuals who want to expand their reach or handle their social media better for whatever digital entrepreneurship or digital platform that they're creating, or digital tool that they're doing, whether it's a blog, a vlog, a podcast, and need help and need assistance and would like to know how to convert, how to monetize, how to drive traffic and sales. I would like to be a business coach. So I like to have 10 clients. I had one temporary client, I have one that's ongoing, I have another one that's coming forward. So I've had like 4. So I can get like 6 more clients. That goal right there will be met before the end of the year. And I think it's possible. I think if I continue to show my expertise, continue to serve, continue to deliver fresh content and edify my audience, which you guys, I think people will realize, okay, let me see if I can get some personalized attention on what I want to do. So I think that's doable. And let's move a little bit personal. We can shift focus a little bit to personal. I had a baby. My last baby I had is almost 12. So the excuse of, women a lot of times, you be like, well, I just try to get rid of that baby weight. Baby's 12, so you shouldn't have any baby weight. So I like to, as I get older, I don't want to say my age right now, but as the older you get, your metabolism gets slower down. So you have to watch what you eat more, and you have to exercise more in order to actually lose weight, even to maintain. So it's a lot more work. So I want to refocus. I know what I need to do, and every once in a while I do it. I intermittent fast, and I also do keto. So a combination of those two will definitely help me lose weight if I can be consistent on them. I'm not consistent. And the other thing is exercise. So even though we're home, we're not going to the gym, we have a lot of tools. We have Beachbody On Demand. I have Peloton app, which is great. I also have my gym has my gym LA Fitness, which is not open anymore because of coronavirus, but they have on their app lots of workouts. And then there's YouTube, and then there's Pinterest. So there's really no excuse for someone to not work. So that's that. So let's move on to YouTube, since we're on YouTube. So I want to grow this channel to finally be able to monetize it. I only have like 239 as of this video, and I would like to get, I think I need 10,000. No, I don't need 10,000. I need 1,000 followers and certain amount of watch hours. I'll put that down with the tools, and I don't have that yet. So that's the goal, is just to be able to be monetized it, and then to grow it to 10,000. If I can get 10,000 within a year of this video, that'd be great. That'd be a nice goal, but that's it. I mean, there's nothing much more to that. And I know the way to do it is to constantly be consistent with the content, and to serve and to deliver, and to be forthcoming with what I know, and people will say, okay, she's delivering. This is where I can come and get some great information, some great content, some great tools and tips. And last and final one is to grow my social media, or get a social media manager, someone, because again, my platform of choice is going to be Pinterest. However, I do realize that people, a lot of my audience are on Facebook. A lot of my audience is on Facebook. A lot of my audience is on Instagram, and then also they're on Twitter. Twitter is just like, and I have several different accounts, several different blogs. So I have like 5 different websites, and all of them have social medias, and it's really hard for one person to manage them all. So I need to be able to position, if all these other things do well, my sales, brand ambassadorship, business coach deal, Pick Noir, if some of those, one of those, or the YouTube channel, one of those 5 things, the brand ambassador, the biz coach, the YouTube channel, the digital academy, the investors, or a combination of all of them do well enough, I should be able to hire a social media manager to help me manage my various different socials across different platforms for my 5, because it's impossible for me to do it. And what happened is, if people realize that you're automating, and you're not paying attention, you're not going to grow. You need to be engaging people. You need to be, right now I have a system, and what my new system is going to be sitting. So we're done with the board. So that's the board. That's the goal. That's what I want to do. But the way I'm going to do it, and until then, the energy I'm gonna put towards that is the morning I'm gonna get up. First thing I'm gonna do is pray and meditate. The next thing I do after pray and meditate is to try to exercise, get like I mentioned, all those various different gym options at home. Do an at-home gym something for an hour. It's great to do in the morning because you get it out the way, get it done out the way. And the next thing after do that, I want to spend an hour of social media marketing. So going to my different Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, because those are the three I think I'm just going to do. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and maybe Pinterest. And like and share and pin and engage and comment on people who are following, stimulate my Insta story, and do that for a full hour uninterrupted if I can. And then after that, I'm gonna spend like a couple of hours, an hour to two blogging, because I actually need to blog daily. And then after that, then take a break, have lunch, hang out with my family. And then in the afternoon, pick up and have a project. So each day I have one project that I work on. On Sunday is my editorial calendar. So that's the day I build out my calendar for the week. I'm going to redo my editorial calendar and I'm going to sell it on my shop. I'm going to add it to my shop. I do my editorial calendar. On Monday, I'm going to be recording YouTube videos. And on Tuesday, I'm going to edit them. YouTube editing is a lot. It can be a long process. And then Wednesdays, I'm going to spend Wednesdays working on my advertising. So I also do advertising in the various different platforms. I'm going to start experimenting with Twitter, but right now I just do Facebook and Pinterest. And so just check in, see which ads are working, turn off ads that are not working, play around with them and see what's converting and what's doing well, and create more of what's doing well. That's what we need to do. That's what I didn't do in the past. Like I had all the successes, but when I saw something that was doing well, I didn't replicate it. I just said, wow, that's good, that's doing pretty well, and I just let that one content just grow there without saying, dummy, you should recreate that content or keep refreshing that and keeping So there's a lot of things I should have done, and I have a whole video right here. I'm gonna post it right here of what I didn't do in Pinterest, which I would have done so much better in life and been further along had I done these things. You can watch that video right there. So I'm trying to do that. So Wednesday is going to be my day to reconnect. That's Wednesday. And then on Thursdays, it's gonna be weekly newsletters. My week newsletters are sporadic, so I'm gonna be do more and get my magnets out there, get more people on my newsletter, and actually engage my newsletter weekly, and just say, and that's also a good way for driving traffic, is to remind them, hey, this is the content I posted this week in case you missed it, and then also I can put an affiliate, sponsor an affiliate, get one of my affiliate brands that I work with and have them sponsor my newsletter. And then that's also, if people click and buy my newsletter, people buy the affiliate stuff, I get a portion of sales. So that's good, one way of getting affiliate funding, affiliate revenue. And then finally on Fridays is pick one. I'm going to use I'm going to hire my son, or I've hired my son to work on that. So on Fridays is to check in with him, see what's going on with that, but then specifically spend Friday on trying to get funding. He's building the database. He doesn't need help. The site's there, site's built. He's getting up the database. I just need to get funding to build out the site, to fix up the site, and then also to hire some staff. So I work on getting some funding on Fridays, and then Saturday rest. Right now in summertime, there's not gonna be much to do, but soon, very soon, my kids are gonna be back in school, and then I'll have like sports and activities. My other son's going off to college. I'm really sad about that. Not just leaving him, but also because of COVID. And so it's a lot of anxiety for me regarding my eldest son leaving for school. But in the fall, which is right around the corner, there's going to be a lot of stuff to get done on weekends. I can see myself going to visit him on Saturdays. I wish he lived closer. I wish he went to school closer to me, and I wouldn't even have to deal with this anxiety, to be honest. It's really... Anyway, he's going to a good school. It's just, it's far. Anyway. So, that's it. So there you go. So I have the vision board, got my to-do list. And yeah, Saturday is my rest day. Sunday should be my rest day, for you who follow the Sabbath, but the Sabbath is technically on Saturday. So yeah, Saturday my rest day. That way I'm not constantly working. But then also, if you see my schedule, I'm not working all day. If I can top load my day, front load my day, so in the morning I'm doing most of the work, and then take a break in the afternoon. In the afternoon I do my projects. I could be done in the evening, so I can literally have like a 5 hour, not work week, but a 5 hour day. So I'll be only working 5, 10, 25, 30 hours a week, which is not bad, because a lot of entrepreneurs work around the clock, and that's what we normally do. Like I'm filming this right now, I don't know, 5 o'clock in the morning, because that's when I do my best work. That's when it's quiet. I don't have the distraction of social media. I don't have the distraction of family members. I don't have obligations. I don't go shopping. I don't do laundry. I don't have all the stuff, you know, people aren't calling me and stuff like that in a day. So that's why I work overnight, and that's why I'm filming this overnight. Anyways, that's it. So that is my unconventional. This video's gone on too long, but whatever. You know, if you watch it to the end, thank you very much. I invite you to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I promise, like I told you in my schedule, I'm going to be creating content on Pinterest marketing, because I've had success on Pinterest marketing. The last 3 months, I had 7.5 million folks come through, and I constantly and consistently am getting followers, and that's without me even doing anything. I do have put ads on there, but for the most part, it's just organic growth. So I'm going to show people how to have similar type of organic growth. It's the best way to grow your channel, or grow your platform, or grow your blog, or grow your whatever it is that you have created. Anyway, so I got to do it. I'm batch contenting. So I have 2 more pieces of content I'm doing, because I did this makeup for this video, and I can't waste this makeup. I am tired. It took a long time to get this done. I did it myself. It's coronavirus, so I do it myself, and it took a long time to do it. And I'm not doing this again. So I got to just knock out those other 2 videos, which you'll see later on. I'm not quite sure I'm keeping this content actually on this thing, but anyway, I just pray to God that the audio works. Oh, it sounds good, because I have a boom mic and a ring light and a new camera. So I've upgraded this channel, because I think it matters. I think people come to your channel and they see it's not really good quality, and if you haven't invested in a good camera, or invested in video editing, or you haven't invested in a good lighting or sound, they're not gonna stick around. So I'm hoping that the fact that I've invested in this, at least having the right equipment, that'll get more people to stick around, and then I'll get all these other things I want to get done. But that's it. So here's my vision board, unconventional vision board. Thank you, Erin On Demand, for inspiring me. She's great. I love her. She's a young person. Okay, and one more time, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Change your cat. See you later. Peace out.